With all Qigong, whether Daoyin Qigong, which is a very ancient practice predating yoga, or Qigong, or the regular, we come into our space being very, very present, letting go what came before and what's going to come after the time you've dedicated to your body and your health right now. So step your feet about hip width apart, feet are parallel. The knees are slightly bent, the pelvis tucks down and forward so the perineum is rooting to the ground. The legs feel nice and strong with soft knees, really firmly feeling those feet with a little bit more weight in the heel. Lengthen your spine, drop your shoulders. Tuck your chin gently so the top of your head and the soles of your feet draw in energy. Inhale, float your arms up to shoulder height. Bend your elbows and bring the hands over, turning the palms down to float through center. We're going to do that one more time, inhaling through the nose. This time, bringing the palms together. Draw the palms down to your heart center, gazing at your fingertips. Separate the hands. The left hand stays open. The right fist is a loose fist of greeting, touching the left palm. And set the intention today to only go to about 60 to 70% of your max. Daoyin Qigong should feel effortless and relaxing. So any modifications you need to take, you should take to really keep in that comfort zone. Your joints, the movement of your chi, and the movement of your blood, your circulation will thank you. Release your hands, and you're going to come to the floor safely. I've shown some of you this that have been with me before. A great way to come to the floor that really keeps your knees, your hips, your ankles, and feet all super strong. So if you feel like you're strong, you feel like you have good joints, follow me. Otherwise, get to the floor in any way that feels safe for you. You're going to cross your feet at the ankles. Bring your hands up in front of you, just below shoulder height, and really lean forward. Imagine you're holding a tray of crystal, and you're going to bend the knees, really feeling the weight in your feet as you come down and down and down. And then when we come up, we'll come up the reverse. But keeping this youthful, supple movement is super important in what we want to make sure that we do. We're going to lie back on our backs. Bring your feet flat on the floor, palms face up, and gently, gently, gently roll backward. And then bring your fingertips into your navel. Just kind of push in right on the navel. And this area, right below here, just above the navel, the solar plexus area. And we're going to be visualizing a yellow light here. And we're just going to breathe deeply. As we inhale, we relax the fingers. Let the lower abdomen move down and up. And as you exhale through your nose, at the end, give a gentle push on the navel. Not a hard push, just a nice gentle push, activating an area that we call the lower dantian, the lower energy center. This is also great for digestion. Try to inhale for at least 4 counts and exhale for 6. But again, do what feels comfortable to you, okay? Really bring all of your awareness, imagining a golden yellow light filling this area on the inhale. And as you exhale, this light moves through your body. The idea is that you're calming the mind, moving energy. If you're visualizing is hard for you, don't worry about the imagery. Just focus on your breath. We'll do 2 more breaths here. Really let the abdomen expand and contract with each inhale and exhale. That gentle push at the end. Last breath. Release your hands, and we're going to be doing some knee circles. Now, if your abdominal muscles, this whole practice really is focusing on the core, warming this energy to help the energy raise up, move our circulation. If your abdominals are weak though, it might be challenging for you. So maybe you can only bring one knee in, maybe you can only lift your feet up, and maybe you'll even need to just keep your feet on the ground. And when we're going to be rolling our moving and massaging with our knees and our chest, you might just windshield wiper from side to side, activating the flow of blood and qi. But if you're able, hug your knees into your chest. You can either interlace your fingers, grab opposite elbows, but the goal is keep that back on the ground, even as you hug in. Breathe gently in and out of your nose. And we're just going to first rock side to side, warming up the energy along our spine. And make sure that you're breathing gently in and out your nose. Don't hold your breath. It's very easy to hold the breath when we hold a pose. And now we're going to do circles, really tight, small circles, one direction, releasing the knees a little, squeezing them back in. Again, just gentle breath. We're not going to synchronize breath with movement right here. And let's go the other way. Feel the core starting to warm up. Feel the lower back releasing, and remember that 60 to 70%. You might go much more slowly. You might take one of the modifications. So just listen to your body. We'll do a couple more rotations. Good, and then bring your feet to the floor, slide them out. And you're going to lift one leg up as best you're able. Your palms are facing down, and you're going to point and flex your toes. Feel that nice warming energy. If it's hard for you to keep your lower back down with the other leg extended, you can bring your foot to the floor. But if your core is nice and strong and you can keep the lower back on the floor, you can lower that leg and keep the foot nice and active. You don't have to point or flex it, just keep it active. We're going to continue pointing and flexing a couple more times with this leg. Waking up the energy channels along the back, the bladder, gallbladder, even on the inner side and inside stomach, kidney, liver, spleen, all sorts of channels run through our legs, small intestine. So we need to open this energy. 2 more. And if your core is weak, please bend your knee in and then lower it. But if your core is strong, go ahead, keeping the lower back on the floor, lower that leg. And then you, judging what you need today, do you bend your leg and then straighten, or are you able just to bring the leg up? And we'll point and flex over here. Remember, you can modify. Keep that lower back protected though, so. Breathe gently, keeping that belly button pulled back towards your spine. You might have a bend in your leg, that's okay. Different times you'll feel more flexible, different times of day you'll feel more flexible, so just remember, it should feel relaxing. You'll feel like you're working. It's not that you're not working, you're not at rest, but you don't feel agitated or irritated. That's how you'll know you're pushing too hard, when you feel frustrated. Breathe gently through your nose, in and out. Moving your breath is so important to move your energy and to draw in fresh energy as well. We'll do a couple of more here. And now either bend the leg and lower it, or lower it straight down. We're going to do a movement called the dragon lifts its head, and I'm going to break it down. So we're going to bring one knee in. So just practice that for a moment, bringing the knee in. Just make sure that feels comfortable. Again, maybe you can't bring your knee in yet, so just bend your knee, put your foot on the floor. That's perfectly fine. You want to get movement along the groin is the goal. We want to compress and release, so even if you can't compress, you can at least move. So that's the first part. The next part is as we bring the knee in, we're going to lift the head. And you might not, again, have neck strength, chest strength. You'll get there. It's okay. You'll have the video. You can practice. So whatever you're able to do, but ideally we're going to lift up. And then this is just practice. We have one more step. So let's just practice this first. Keep going. We'll do one more on this side, and then I'll show you the third part. So the third part of the dragon raises his head. So we bring our head up, and then we're going to do 3 circles, moving our legs. So if you've got the modification, you might just go windshield wiper, or if the leg's just here, just roll it. Or if you squeeze it in, you can move it 3 circles. We're moving out, into out. Lower the head, lower the leg. Bring up the other leg, bring up the head. And then going into out, we'll do 3 circles. Lower down. And now we're going to go the opposite direction with our circles. So we're going to come into out. Lower. And often what I find for most people will come into out is that the neck is the weakest, but this is so important for your thyroid, parathyroid, even the thymus gland working in this way is so healthy. Relax completely. Let the earth support you as you close your eyes a moment. Scan your body from your head down to your toes, your shoulders down to your fingertips. Release any tension. The earth will support you. Just let go for a moment. Focus on your navel, the warmth that you've generated there. Now bring your feet flat on the floor. Your hands or palms up in front of you. Scoot your feet as far away from you as you're able. Roll your head up, and then gently bring the body up to a seated position. Great, good. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together. This is so good for your heart, even if you just sat like this and breathe. If this is hard for you, you can sit in cross-legged position. You won't have the same benefit along the hips, along the lower back, but just it's okay to do the modifications because they'll get you closer to where you need to be. You can even have the feet further out from you if that's more comfortable. And we're going to do turtle comes out of its shell. Qigong and Daoyin Qigong is very much about imagery, metaphors from nature, learning from the energy and fluidity of nature uninterrupted by thinking. And that's just really healing. So hold on to your feet, and you're going to come forward as much as you can. Don't bend your head yet. Keep your chin up. And again, comfort. So 60 to 70%. So if you go to a point and you're like, ooh, come up a little bit. So come down, and then once you're at that 60-70%, drop your head, curl back and in, and raise up. Bring your chest forward, your arms forward, your head forward. Coming down again. Tuck the chin. Roll up. Reach forward, this little turtle coming out of its shell, then going back in. Flow gently. Feel this rhythm moving through your body. You're opening up channels of energy along the spine, the outsides of your legs, the insides, in your neck. Feeling the support of the earth underneath you. And if you like, you can synchronize breath with movement. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, hinge forward. Pause for a moment. And then inhale, draw up. Reach up, pause for a moment. Exhale, fold forward. This movement and pausing balances our yin, which is holding, with our yang energy, which is movement. Pause at the bottom, drawing in and up. Pause at the top. And then bring your hands to the inside of your knees and open your legs. We're going to be doing some folding from side to side. Again, if this is uncomfortable, you could bring one leg in. So you can make adjustments as needed. So again, feel comfortable. We're going to go ahead and create a circle with our hand. Bring one hand on the outside of the leg, and the other hand, we're going to be exhaling, pushing forward. Turn the palm forward. Gaze up at the hand, inhale, twisting and turning the opposite direction, watching the hand once you feel ready all the way. You'll exhale, push forward. Inhale, draw it back like you're sweeping through the clouds. This opens the energy within your aura as well, the energy around you that we emit. We're all energetic and chemical beings, from our neurons firing to our mitochondria, and this just really coordinates the rhythm of that energy for health. It's great for your brain because we're working on the blood flow. It allows the blood to get to the brain. We're also clearing heart fire along the side of your body. And when our heart fires too high, we get insomnia, we get foggy headed, so this clears that energy. We'll do one more here, and then we'll switch to the other side. Bring that hand behind and down. Inhale, exhale, push. Inhale, lift up, gaze up, turning the body as you follow the hand around. Exhale, coming forward. And your circle might be really small. I'll show what that looks like. You might not have it within your body to do more than this today. And that's okay. Every little bit you move will become a little bit more the next time and the next time. The strength, the flexibility. It is said in Chinese medicine, where there is movement, there is no pain. And where there is no movement, there is pain. So this Daoyin Qigong tries to move every little part of you. As you focus on the hand, that's actually really great for your liver. The eyes are connected to the liver, so when our eyes are relaxed and moving, the liver is stronger as well. So many benefits. Let's do one more. And release. We've really had a lot of stretching in the legs now, so we're going to soften that a bit. We're going to bring one foot in front of you and one foot behind you. Again, if you can't get that foot behind you, you can cross it in front, you can keep it extended out, but ideally get this one kind of bent back behind you. And you're going to bring that hand now, we're going to do a very similar motion. This hand of the leg that's in front is going to be down, and we're going to take the other hand and we're going to be bringing the hand across the face this time. So we're going to reach forward, turn your palm to your face, and then turn at the waist to look behind you, and then sweep forward. So very similar, but just a little bit different of opening in the hips, a little bit different opening in the knees, and then energetically, the point on the hand in the center is called the La Gong point, pericardium point. So as we let this move with and then brush past our head, we calm the mind, getting rid of agitation, anxiety. It's a very calming movement, good for sleep. As with the other move, exhale as you press. Inhale as you draw in and turn. We'll do one more after this one. Shift your legs. Bring them both out. The opposite leg comes in and the other leg goes back. Make any modifications that feel good to you. You can have the foot flexed and back. You can have the top of the foot down. Whatever feels good is just fine. Bring the hand back of the leg that's in front, and we'll exhale, turn and press forward. Inhale, drawing back. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Another benefit of this movement, this gentle twisting, is we're massaging all of the internal organs. This supports digestion, clears blocked food within the intestines, really helps the blood pump through the liver for cleansing. So on the lungs can release so many benefits with this simple movement. Subtle, I should say. It's never simple, right? Every movement has its level of complexity, but it's subtle. You don't have to be aggressive, pounding to have a beautiful, healthy body. Let's do two more here. Last one. And before we come to standing, sit in a simple cross-legged pose. Place your palms down on your knees, close your eyes, lengthen your spine. Tuck your chin and breathe gently as you scan your body. Just observe without judgment. What do you feel? What do you notice? Open your eyes, and we're going to move to our standing. One way to come up is to come onto all fours and then kind of walk your feet in towards your hands. That's a really nice, safe way. If you're working on that joint strengthening, you've got the good joints and you want to continue to work on that supple movement, cross your feet at the ankles and bring your feet very close to your hips. The hands come forward again and holding the tray. Lean really far forward and then shift your weight to the outside of your feet, and then you're going to press up and come to standing. That is such a great movement to keep working on, because it'll bring so many years of healthy joint movement to you. All right, we're going to go ahead and start working a little bit on a forward and backward movement for the kidneys. We're going to place the hands on the kidney area, just right at the lower part of each rib cage on the right and left. Fingertips point in, the thumbs can point down. And we're just going to come forward and then back. Really press your fingers in as you go back. You shouldn't feel any compression in your lower back. So you might only be here, but really press the fingers in. Inhale as you come forward, keep your chin up. Exhale as you press in. Again, modify. Inhale, maybe you only come to here, that chin up, and then you come back just to here. But just breathe gently. Inhale. Exhale, press. Inhale, lower, hinge at the hips. Exhale, press. One more time. Inhale and exhale. That just lets us release some of the tension in the lower back and hips from the seated movement. So it's so nice. And now we're going to do shaking. Shake your arms, bounce your heels, move your head. We're going to bring the arms up and down, clearing the blocked energy, jiggling it out, letting it move. Pause for a moment and shake again. Feel this wonderful movement within you, warming the whole body, getting your breath flowing. And then pause. Step out wide. We're going to do what we call wide-legged stance, stretching and reaching kind of forward and back. In yoga, you might know it as Warrior Two. You can have your feet forward or you can turn them out. The goal is we don't want to have our knees tracking, we don't want our knees to be uncomfortable coming over our toes. So what I like to do is have the toe of the leg that I'm bending pointing out, and the other leg, the toe is in. And we're going to flow for, and I'll use kind of yoga language because more people are familiar with that, between what we call the Warrior Two here, which we call the wide-legged stance forward position, and then go to Reverse Warrior, and we're going to straighten the leg, and we call that the back position. And so we come forward on the exhale, and then inhale. And each time we pause. Once we come forward, we gaze out over the fingertips as far as you can imagine seeing. And then as we gaze back at the palm. And we're just going to flow. And you might make one flow for every two of this rhythm. You might need to move more slowly. This is quite rigorous. It gets our heart pumping. Whenever you use your large muscle groups, you get that heart pumping. So be very gentle. This is where that 60 to 70% really comes in. You should feel happy as you do this. And you might need to adjust your stance. My foot slipped out a little bit, so I make adjustments as needed. And the idea is flow, pause. Flow, pause. When we come back, we bring all the wisdom from the past, moving through the present and setting ourselves up for the future. The notion is that we're never stuck in the past or future. We always have to make sure we're very grounded in our present. Last one. We'll hold this just a little bit longer. And turn both feet forward. Turn the opposite toe out now, and we'll flow on the other side. Open, expand, and exhale. Inhale through the nose, straighten the leg, come up. Exhale, bend and lower. Feel the breath moving through you. If there's any tightness in your breath, bring your legs in, don't lunge as far. Keep everything at a simpler rate. I'll show you. Those of you with a wide-legged stance, if you're comfortable, keep going. But you could even just do something very gentle, just moving between the two, just a gentle extension. But the reason we like the wider stance, if you have the strength, is it really moves the heart. It improves our circulation. A strong heart gives us balanced emotions. Remember the pause, the yin energy, balancing rest with activity. We shouldn't have too much of either. If we move too much, we're unhealthy. If we move too little, we're unhealthy. It's all about the balance. Inhale, exhale. We'll do two more here. Hold. Come up. Keeping the legs wide at a level that's comfortable for you. So this might be as wide as you're ready. But if you can, keep the toes pointed forward, legs nice and wide, and we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades back. Palms are forward. Lift the chin up. And then exhale, curve, separating the shoulder blades, bringing the palms towards each other but not touching. Inhale, open. Exhale, curve. Inhale, open. And now this time, bring the palms to heart center as you curve. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to go ahead and now do this in a lunge. And so we're going to inhale up and open. Exhale, turn into this palms at the heart center. So inhale, open, bring the leg up. Exhale, bend the knee, turn the palms to heart center. We'll do two more. Lifting the chin up as you come back. Last one on this side. And you'll notice lots of opening along the groin, really working lymphatic system. While there is lymph massage, the best way to clear your lymphatic system is movement and really making sure you open up where all of the lymph nodes are to get that energy flowing. So let's go ahead. We inhale, open, gaze up. Exhale, turn, bend, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale. You'll notice that we're continuing what we started on the floor with this core strengthening. Very important. As you twist and turn, that's your core, your muscles supporting your spine, all of that making this movement possible. Adding in the legs really brings that pumping of the blood through the body. Two more. And release. You're doing great, you guys. So good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just do a couple of arm circles just to release some of the tension. We'll do some hip circles as well. That was a lot of work here. So fingers together, thumbs spread wide, cross at the wrist, one arm in front, on top. Inhale, lift the arms up, gaze up. Exhale, separate the hands, gazing at one palm as that arm floats down. Bring the other wrist on top, same thing. Inhale, lift up, gaze up. Exhale, separate, gazing at the other palm. We'll do one more time each side. Inhale, lift up, gaze up. Open and separate as you exhale, floating your arms down. And other side, inhale. Open, separate, and exhale, float down. Bring your hands to your hips, step your feet just a little bit wider, and we'll do 4 circles one direction, 4 circles the other. 1. Imagine you're in a big bowl and your hips are touching the sides of the bowl the entire time. 2. 3. 4. Let's go the other way. 5. 6. 7. 8. Good. All right, we're going to do one more flowing posture before we close the practice. And this is the arrow down into the bubbling spring and the fountain rises. So we begin, our feet are about hip to shoulder width apart. Gauge it for your balance. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. We're going to go ahead, bring our hands through heart center, palms together, bringing them up on the inhale. Drop the, and actually let's just do a gentle breath, just a gentle breath throughout. Bend the elbows so the hands come behind you. Bend your knees, and then I'm going to show you the full posture, then I'll show you modifications. You'll come all the way down. Then you'll come back up. Lift the hands up, gaze up, lift your heels for the bubbling spring, and then bring your hand back to heart center. So modifications, if you cannot bring your hands all the way up, you can just bring your hands to your elbows. That's one modification. Or you can just keep them kind of bent up here. But the idea is we want to open along the small intestine channel and under the arms for the lymph system. For bending down, you can just come however far. If this is as far as you go, that's where you are. That's perfect. Okay? Bring the hands to the heart. Lift up. You can gaze up briefly. Lower the eyes back down as the elbows bend. Bend the knees, the hips, cascade flowing over. Release the hands to the floor. Coming back up, the hands lift up overhead. Gaze up if you are able, if not, gaze forward and lift your heels. And lower the hands back to the heart. We'll do 2 more. Inhale, lift up, gaze up briefly. Exhale, bend the elbows and lower all the way down, or wherever you can go. Hands to the earth. Coming back up, lift your hands up overhead. Gaze up, lift your heels, and lower the hands to the heart. 1 more. Lift up, gaze up. Gaze forward as you bend the hands and bend down in on yourself, folding, releasing, hands to the earth. Coming back up, hands overhead, lift your heels and bring your hands to your heart. Good. We've done so much moving our chi, circulating our blood. Chi is a very rough translation as energy, but it's opening the channels so the chi can move. So let's just center and bring everything down and calming this incredible practice. Bring your hands palms up just below your navel and above your pelvis. Bring the lower hand out as you gaze at the palm, watching the hand float straight up overhead. The thumb points towards the body as you exhale through the nose, drawing that hand back through center. Inhale, lift up, gaze up. Exhale, draw the energy down. And continue alternating, gazing at the palm that lifts. And feel your energy, your mind center and calm. We'll do 1 more each side. Bring one hand to the lower abdomen. It doesn't matter which one, the other hand on top. Close your eyes for bamboo swaying. Just let your body rock and sway. Moving, letting the chi go wherever it needs to go. Settling the energy. Feeling gratitude for the community here today, for your commitment to your health, and for all the gifts you receive from the natural world around you. Release your hands, open your eyes. Thank you so much for joining me for this energizing practice. I hope you feel clear and refreshed.